What's up all you lads and ladies? Welcome to another fascinating video in the world of comedy and Reddit. If you liked the video, post your favorite Reddit comment below, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Thanks to Dancing Painter Chain in my last video who commented that Warren Buffett knows what he's doing. Hope you enjoy this video about starting a painting business from scratch. I left my bank job to start a painting business 3 years ago. We just hit $2.5 million in sales. Here's what I wish someone would have told me. There's a lot of you on here who reach out for guidance about leaving your full-time job to start your own business. I want to outline a few things that I wish I had known prior to leaving my job that would have saved me a ton of headache. If you don't know how to cook, the chef owns the restaurant. For the record, I had no clue how to paint aside from working in the summer with my father when I was 12. At that time, all I did was light prep work, like taping, prepping, and cleaning up trash and brushes at the end of the day. I bought into the insane idea that I would be able to run my painting business without any real painting knowledge or having to do any painting whatsoever. It didn't take long for me to get knocked off my high horse of collecting checks when the sub I hired to perform the work decided not to show halfway through one of the jobs. This left me in a very vulnerable position, one that no business owner should ever allow themselves to be in. My advice is to never get into business without knowing how to produce the end result yourself. I spent the next 6 months working alongside my workers and building a team. I learned the ins and outs of painting and can now handle any task that would be required of us on any job myself. If you don't get the foundation right early, you probably never will. I'll set up payroll once we get things running. I'll set up workers' comp after we get a few jobs under our belt. I'll get accountant at some point, just not yet. With this mentality, you're setting yourself up for failure. Not taking care of these things early on will make it way more difficult to implement in the future. The reason many small businesses struggle with this is because at some point they get comfortable. They are making money, they are producing results, and to retract back to these foundational responsibilities scares them. If you're starting a business, don't wait for growth to take place to validate your responsibility to take action on these requirements. In other words, don't build your skyscraper on a foundation made of sand. Delegate and duplicate. Don't get attached. The reasons why small business owners are always overworked is because they have a serious attachment issue. They can't see themselves letting go of what they're good at in fear that it won't be done to standard of which it would be done if they were doing it or producing it themselves. This especially holds true in the trades. Your time is your most valuable asset. You have to learn to let go of all of the day-to-day responsibilities. You have to learn how to delegate tasks to other people and be okay if they make a mistake or mess up. The sooner you let go of controlling every aspect of your business, the sooner you give it permission to grow. It's kind of like a dating relationship. If you suffocate it by trying to control every aspect of the other person, that obviously won't end up well. The end goal is to duplicate yourself. When you start small, you're obviously doing a ton of different tasks, but the goal is to delegate and train others to do those tasks the way you do them. This is called duplication and is very important for the success of your business. Hiring and dating are a lot alike. Hiring is by far the most important aspect of any business. I credit a majority of my company's success due to a strong hiring process that is designed to filter out applicants and funnel in the best possible candidate for our job openings. The issue for me was, I didn't start developing a strong process for hiring until about a year in. I kind of did one of those "hey, do you know anyone that would want to work with us?" or did a general post somewhere with no real end goal. You get out what you put in. If you put out a crappy post with no strong requirements, you'll get people that have low standards, just like your post. If you put out a strong post that has strong requirements for the position you are looking for with a detailed plan for entry, a phone interview, an in-person interview, a working interview and a background check, well, you're probably going to get someone that has high standards. You don't have to be a major producer to implement this sort of hiring policy. You simply just have to be able to implement it and follow through with it. Many small businesses, especially when starting out, hire out of desperation. Another relationship analogy: if you date out of desperation, that's never a good thing. If you don't actively convey your vision to your team for your company, they'll create their own for themselves. Don't assume that just because you're paying someone they will be loyal to you. By nature, humans like progress. What I've found in my business is that the more I convey my vision for the company to my team, the greater the morale. This is not only a collective vision, but individual vision as well for the members of the team. I am always asking them what their life goals are, such as purchasing a house, getting a car, etc., and trying my best to help them achieve it. If I stay engaged with their goals and encourage them to use the success of the business to help them achieve it, it's a win-win for everyone. Great breakdown. And congratulations. Appreciate that. I'll admit I didn't read your whole post, but down the road with commercial painting, if you want to get into that arena, I would educate yourself into some specialty stuff, like coatings and sealers. Around my area we had to reach out to a sub half a state away to apply and paint on exposed steel, because no one else was trained to do so. Food for thought. You can corner the market and make a lot of clients with specialty items. Whoa. Nah man, for me it's houses only. I don't want to deal with commercial regulations and GCS. Understood. Commercial isn't for everyone, but there's a lot more money to made there. Some of the painters I hired started in residential and grew to commercial. As an accountant, the part about waiting to hire an accountant really hit home. If you're painting 3 houses a year on the side, then yay, you don't need an accountant or bookkeeper. But if you're truly making a business out of it, you need to hire one. You're going to tell yourself that you can save that money by doing it yourself in QuickBooks. But one, you won't. It's the last thing you'll want to do. You'll put it off over and over again until it's time to file taxes. At that point, you'll rush to finish it, and 2, you'll do it wrong. When you finally decide to hire a bookkeeper or accountant, you'll pay them a whole lot of money to redo everything correctly. So now you've spent your own time doing a bunch of things wrong, and you have to pay someone to do it all again. Just bite the bullet and hire someone to do it. Your time is much better spent building your business rather than trying to figure out how a credit memo is different from a refund receipt and what to do when you record a loan payment that's part interest and part principal. I can't agree enough. I did my books and taxes for a few years and messed it up. Then I hired a cheap, generic tax form filler outer off the internet just to do my tax returns, and he screwed it up even more. About 3 years ago I hired a real accountant with his own bookkeeper, and he fixed up my books, redid previous year taxes, giving me a refund, and now all I worry about is getting money in the door. Now and then he emails me saying I need to pay an estimated tax bill, and I pay it. I'm way happier now, and so is the IRS. And believe me, you don't want to upset those guys. Then I hired a cheap, generic tax form filler outer off the internet. That is just so good, lol. You made my morning. Still laughing smiley face. For reals, my accountant is akin to my advisor as well. I would add that you get ancillary value of knowledge in professional and personal finances. The relationship with my CPA was super instrumental to having access to SBA funds. And recently the PPP stuff. It happens a lot in business, at least to me, smiley face. Saving money cost me a ton at first. Net? Roughly. You don't have to answer that one, lol. What did you do for marketing? How much research did you do before starting, and how much did you do during or after? What kind of research? How do you determine what supplies would be best for your business? Paint, maintenance, etc. How fun was it running your business prior to work you've done before? How do you plan to expand, or do you plan to expand? What's your limits? Good information, by the way. Thumbs up. Thanks for asking. We met around 25% now. Home Advisor was my main marketing source for the first 2 years. Helped us scale very fast. So much fun. I owned my time. I wasn't confined to a cubicle. LOL. Good question. I have 10 employees now. We run 2 teams of 5. 1 more crew will be enough for me. Hud up. It's a lot, man. We do close to 250 houses per year at this rate. People hate on Home Advisor, but I have done very well with it as well. I assume depends on the industry and business model. 25% net is definitely a target for home services industry. Nice work trying to get there myself. Absolutely dude. We are a rare breed. I'm going to assume you've mastered the follow-up. What industry? Mastered no. LOL, I do wish they make a Zapier or webhook thing. The extension is annoying and sometime I forget to take their direct number, instead of the Home Advisor forwarding one. Holiday and landscape lighting. That's what we set up for contractors. We set up automations. So when a Home Advisor lead automatically comes in, we shoot out a text and an email automatically and they get entered into an automated sequence. Check it out here. Soulpaintjobs.com. Automation training. We don't set it up just for painters, we set it up for all trades. The majority of my audience and clientele is painters though. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell like it owes you money. Remember to post your favorite comment from the video in the comment section below for a chance to be featured in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic video and I hope you are all staying safe. Show a small channel some love by liking and subscribing. Take care. Pip pip cheerio. Much love from me, Matt British.